Hey, this is Joe Gilder from HomeStudioCorner.com. Got something interesting about drums I want to share with you today. This isn't a mixing tip as much as it is a production tip that I got from a client of mine. I just finished mixing. Really cool album of songs, lots of different styles, kind of from rock to folk to lots of different things. So I had a lot of fun mixing it. But this one song in particular, for whatever reason, and I need to ask him kind of the thought process behind it, but he recorded two drum kits. And when he sent me the files, he said, "Hey, there's two drum kits, so have fun with that." And I remember thinking, "Oh, there's no way I'm going to use both. I can't even think of a reason why that would be useful." Now, I've seen bands play with two drummers live, and it's more for the effect. I never thought there was, seeing two drummers is unique, but I never thought it added a lot other than just a bunch of timing issues. That was my prejudice in going into it. But as I listened to the tracks, it actually worked really well. So the two pieces, the two kits were kind of a cocktail kit up here on the top, which was, it's labeled little kick, little snare, little room. Real basic kit, and no overhead, just the kick, snare, and room. And this is what that sounds like with a little hand drum playing along. So the kick drum sounds like, like it's maybe more of a tom. It's just going woo, woo. And it just, with the rest of the song and the instruments, it just has a cool vibe to it. So you've got that with some tambourines going. And then you get into kind of over here's kind of the second chorus. And when it gets to that part, the full kit comes in. And the full kit, when it comes in, sounds like this. So this is more traditional kit with overhead rooms and things like that. So the kick and the overheads and the room all sound like what you're used to, but the snare is pretty different. It's kind of more of a ringy snare. It almost sounds like he didn't leave the snares on the drum itself. Right? So you're just hearing more of a resonant snare head as opposed to hearing the snares on the bottom. But when you combine that with the top snare, you get a pretty interesting sound. Because the top one is the small little snare is very percussive, very light and bright, and then this other drum kit is very ringy, and combined together it does something kind of cool in the mix. You wouldn't think it would work, but between them both playing a pretty standard beat, but one playing a little more straight and the other one playing a little more with ghost notes and things in between, it actually ends up being very, very cool. So here's what that sounds like when you go into it all together. Now, while that's playing, I'm going to mute the little kit because you may think you're not hearing it, but when I mute it, listen to how much it changes. It's actually, they combine and gel together really well. So I don't know, it's just interesting. I don't know if I'll use this on any production anytime soon, as I don't know if my brain would even think to do that. But as you can hear, each by themselves is pretty unique, and then combined together, they create something new that really wasn't there in either track by itself. So I thought it was interesting, and it's something, if you listen to the full mix of the song, you probably wouldn't know. I wouldn't have noticed, but it just adds a cool level of creativity and fun to both the recording process, I'm sure, and also it was a lot of fun to mix. It's just a new, different challenge. So file that away in your list of ideas for productions, and maybe you'll have a song coming up soon that you can do that on, and who knows, may turn out awesome. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.